This is not a drill. The internet is going crazy right now after an alleged O'Block insider just leaked pages from what they claim is King Von's private handwritten diary. And what's in it has fans shook. Because according to the leak, Von might have seen it coming. He allegedly wrote about Lil Tim and warned that somebody close was gonna move funny. And not just that, he even mentioned having a bad feeling before his final trip to Atlanta. Now this ain't just random fan fiction. The insider, who claims to be a close friend of someone from Von's old circle, released pictures of notebook pages, Von's handwriting, and even voice notes that he says were saved drafts for future music, but were never released. And here's the craziest part. One of the pages literally says, "I got enemies smilin' in my face. Watch Tim, he lookin' too hard." Fans are frozen. O'Block S silent. And Lil Tim? He just posted a one-word response on his IG story, lied. But if this leak is real, it changes everything. Let's get into the full story, and trust me, you won't believe the twists. It all started when a now-deleted Twitter account with the handle @BlockBoyTruth posted a blurry image of a worn-out composition notebook. The photo wasn't clear, but one line was, "They say don't fear death, but I fear betrayal more." Within 10 minutes, the hashtag Von knew was trending, and fans across Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit were in a frenzy. The caption under the image? "O'Block ain't as solid as y'all think. Von left more behind than music. He knew Tim wasn't right." At first, people brushed it off as fake, some clickbait post trying to stir the pot. But then the second drop hit, a 15-second voice memo. It surfaced on Reddit, and within minutes, it was all over X. In the audio, a deep voice, unmistakably King Von's, says, "If anything ever happened to me, don't let him say it was random." That line, it stopped people cold. You could feel the chill online. Was Von trying to warn us all along? The reaction was immediate. DJ Academics posted the screenshot with the caption, "This wild if true." 21 Savage liked a tweet that said, "Von knew Tim was plotting. This deeper than we thought." But it wasn't just the fans or media personalities feeding the fire. It was Von's own sister, Kayla B, who turned things up. She went live on Instagram the same night, pacing her apartment kitchen, clearly emotional. "I don't know who leaking this or why now," she said, her voice shaky. "But if this is real, a lot of people got explaining to do." In the comments section, "Drop the full diary, Von warned USOTF been new." Kayla didn't confirm the leak. But more importantly, she didn't deny it either. And sometimes, silence speaks louder than words. Meanwhile, the internet was working overtime. Reddit threads popped up analyzing the handwriting. Fans compared the voice memo to old IG lives. And TikTok detectives were breaking down every sentence, every pause, every angle. And then came the twist no one saw coming. A second, clearer image of the notebook appeared, this time laid out on a desk. Next to it, a BD chain, a flash drive, and what looked like Von's old O'Block apartment keys. The notebook page read, "Whole city actin' like they love me, but I see through it. I got two real ones. Rest fake. One of 'em Tim. He move like he trying to prove something." Fans lost it. This wasn't a lyric. This wasn't a bar. It was raw, unfiltered, personal. It read like Von was talking to himself, getting thoughts off his chest that never made it to the booth. Immediately, bloggers jumped on it. YouTubers posted reaction videos. Some even pulled up old footage of Von and Tim in the studio together, slowed it down, pointed out the body language. "Look how Tim ain't smiling. See how Von side-eyes him right here." But as the hype grew, so did the division. Memo 600, a known O'Block name, tweeted, "Y'all believe anything. Von ain't write no diary. Stop playin' with his name." Boss Top posted a story. Cap. But even in their denial, there was a shift. None of them directly addressed the line about Tim. None of them said, "Tim would never." And that silence? It sparked even more questions. Back on TikTok, one creator compared the notebook from the leak to a notebook spotted in Von's background during a 2020 IG Live. Side-by-side screenshots were posted, and yeah, they looked very similar. Now comes the name at the center of the storm: Trell. Trell wasn't a rapper, wasn't in the spotlight. But fans remembered seeing him in background shots with Vaughn in 2019 and 2020. Never talked much, always posted behind-the-scenes flicks, and according to some old Facebook posts, used to run errands for Vaughn before he blew up. Suddenly, Trell's name was being thrown around as the possible leaker. Digging deeper, people found a low-key podcast appearance Trell made months ago. At the time, nobody paid attention. But now, the clip was going viral. In it, Trell says, "Dead men don't talk, unless somebody talk for them." The internet exploded. Now you had a potential leaker, a notebook, a voice memo, a name drop of Tim, the man who would ultimately be involved in Vaughn's death. All of it felt too real to be made up. And just when things couldn't get crazier, Kayla B went live again. This time, she was fired up. "If y'all gon' keep leaking stuff, drop the whole thing," she said, glaring at the camera. "Stop picking pieces for clout. And to whoever doing this, if it's really Trell, just know we know where you at." That last line? A threat or a warning? Maybe both. In the comments, people went off. Kayla confirming it's Trell without saying it. They trying to silence the truth. Why Vaughn write this and nobody listened? But behind the chaos, a question remained. Why now? Why leak this almost 3 years after Vaughn's death? What was the reason? The next morning, Trell's Instagram story posted a black screen with 2 words: "More coming." He didn't tag anyone. No caption. Just silence. And just like that, the story wasn't just about what Vaughn wrote. It was about what else might be in that diary. Names, details, predictions, pain. Meanwhile, Asian Doll, Vaughn's former girlfriend, finally spoke out. In a now-deleted tweet, she wrote, "Y'all thought he ain't know what was up? He been knew. Nobody listened." Fans begged her to go live. She didn't. But someone in her circle posted a cryptic message. He told her everything. By now, things were boiling over in O'Block. OTF members started posting throwback photos of Vaughn, captioned with things like "We know the real," and "Ain't no fake love over here." But again, no one addressed the diary directly. It was like they were dancing around the truth. Too dangerous to deny, too painful to confirm. A third photo leaked. This time, it wasn't just a notebook or chain. It was a page that mentioned someone by initials. LD said, "Keep your enemies closer." I did that. Look where it got me. Fans immediately assumed LD equals Lil Durk. Now they were saying Vaughn was warning even Durk in the diary. What did he mean? Was it advice Durk gave him? Or was it Vaughn throwing subtle shade? As the theories spun out of control, one thing was clear: this wasn't just a diary anymore. This was a time bomb. And Trell? He wasn't done. We left off with a bombshell, a page from Vaughn's alleged diary where he wrote, "LD said keep your enemies closer. I did that. Look where it got me." Fans instantly tied LD to Lil Durk, and the internet split in 2. Was Vaughn exposing Durk? Or was it a warning about someone else? A twisted reflection of the advice Durk once gave him? Tension was rising, and the O'Block circle was starting to crack. The silence from key OTF members grew louder by the hour. Meanwhile, Trell, the suspected leaker, was adding gasoline to the fire. That night, Trell went live on an anonymous IG burner. He didn't show his face, just static audio and his voice, deep and calm. "I ain't doing this for clout," he said. "I ain't dropped no names. I'm just making sure Vaughn's truth don't die with him. Y'all loved the rapper. I knew the man." He claimed Vaughn had written way more than just a few thoughts. According to Trell, the diary was filled with names that could flip Chicago upside down. That line was all it took. Now fans weren't just speculating, they were investigating. TikTok detectives dug up old videos, screenshots of Vaughn writing in notebooks on IG Live, even comparing handwriting with autographed merchandise. One thing was becoming clear: this wasn't just fan fiction. Something in this story felt too specific, too emotional, too real. Then, a new layer dropped. Trell posted a screenshot of a flash drive folder labeled kilovolt files. Inside, a Word doc named 2020_last thoughts. A voice memo titled message_for_Kayla. And instantly, the internet went wild. Fans begged him to leak the audio, especially that message for Kayla B. But Trell didn't budge. Instead, he posted a black screen to his IG story that read, "Respect the dead. Or meet them." Was that a threat? A warning? Nobody knew. But people close to the situation allegedly started pressing Trell hard. Some claimed Chicago affiliates were reaching out, some peaceful, some not. The drama had officially moved offline. Meanwhile, blogs ran with the LD theory. Was Vaughn calling out Lil Durk? Did Durk know about Tim all along? Vaughn tried to warn them, and they ignored him. Even DJ Academics, who usually stays neutral, dropped a live reacting to the leaks. If this all real, bro, that O'Block loyalty story ain't what we thought. Then came the next twist, this time from Asian Doll. She went live, wearing Vaughn's hoodie, clearly emotional. For minutes, she just stared at the camera. Then she said, "Y'all wanna know the truth? Vaughn told me not to trust nobody. That's why I moved how I moved after he died." She didn't confirm the diary, but she didn't deny it either. And that silence hit just as hard. In the comments, drop the message for Kayla. Vaughn been new. OTF shady. Then, out of nowhere, Buka600, one of Durk's closest affiliates, posted a tweet. "Y'all reading paper like it's scripture. Not everything written came from a clear mind." Fans took that as a straight shot at Vaughn. The backlash was instant. Disrespectful. You just told on yourself. Now y'all gaslighting the dead. To make matters worse, 600 Breezy chimed in with a now-deleted tweet. "Y'all wasn't there. Stop speaking on real ones like you knew 'em." At this point, the OTF circle looked more divided than ever. And Vaughn's fans? They were riding hard for him. Then Trell dropped the heaviest clue yet. He uploaded a blurry screenshot of what looked like an unreleased voice memo. Caption: "He ain't trust nobody, not even them. You'll really want me to post this?" And the fans were relentless. Post it. Expose everyone. Vaughn deserves the truth. That same night, a third photo from a notebook leaked. This one showed part of a longer paragraph. The writing looked rushed, almost emotional. One line stood out. "Tim got something to prove. He wanna be remembered more than feared." That sentence alone reignited the Vaughn-Tim debate. Was this proof Vaughn didn't trust Tim? Was he predicting the betrayal? Or was it paranoia? It didn't matter. Because to Vaughn's fans, the writing was on the wall, literally. Then, in an unexpected twist, a verified hip-hop journalist posted a thread claiming that he had seen pages of the diary in 2021, but was told to stay quiet. "I got sent screenshots anonymously right after Vaughn passed," he tweeted. "Was told if I published them, I'd regret it." He shared a redacted image of one entry, partially blurred, but you could make out the words, "Kayla gotta stay close. She the only one I know won't fold." When Kayla B saw that tweet, she didn't hold back. She posted on her IG story. "They tried to hide everything. Now it's out. I just want the truth. All of it." Her energy was different now. She wasn't just reacting. She was demanding answers. But while fans were focused on the diary and audio leaks, something else was happening, something darker. Rumors began to surface that Trell had been threatened, not just online, but in person. A few insiders claimed Trell went silent for 24 hours after a suspicious car was spotted near his apartment. One tweet said, "You'll really think O'Block finna let this slide? They on that." Trell came back online the next day, posting a photo of the notebook, with blood splatter filters edited onto it. Caption: "They want it buried. But I ain't scared." Fans were now in full-on conspiracy mode. Vaughn was gonna expose them. This whole thing is bigger than music. This is deeper than Tim. It's about power. Meanwhile, back in Chicago, things were getting tense. An anonymous source claimed the police were aware of online threats tied to the leaks. Some Chicago bloggers even said they were advised not to cover it on YouTube to avoid retaliation. But Trell? Still going. He teased that Vaughn had written specific names, not just Tim and LD, but rappers and gang members the public had no idea Vaughn had beef with. He posted, "That's the one y'all ain't ready for." And just like that, the countdown began. The entire rap world was locked in, waiting for what else was about to drop. Because what people thought it might say, it wouldn't just shake a block. It might burn it to the ground. Fans were locked in. Blogs were refreshing. Twitter Spaces ran for hours as people tried to guess what could possibly be on that page. And then, it leaked. At 2:47 a.m., a screenshot hit Reddit, posted by a burner account called it Only the Truth 38. The image was dark, a little blurry, but clear enough to make out the words. The page looked torn on the edge, like someone had tried to rip it out and changed their mind. One sentence was circled in red ink. Some of the ones yellin' OTF the loudest was the first ones I ain't trust. The internet froze. The caption on the Reddit post read, "Vaughn saw it coming, and he was hurt more than angry." TikTok flooded with reactions. YouTubers dropped instant analysis. Fans were pointing fingers. People speculated about who Vaughn was referring to. Was it Dirk? Memo 600? Boss Top? Names flew around like wildfire, but Trell refused to confirm. Instead, he posted a story. "Y'all so focused on who he ain't trust, you missing who he did." That line led to a whole new theory. Because in another corner of the internet, fans uncovered an unreleased track Vaughn recorded months before his death. The hook? "If I fall, who gon' ride for me? Ain't many left, but my sister gon' slide for me." Caleb reposted the track and simply captioned it, "Broken heart he knew." That moment flipped the script again. People stopped pointing fingers and started asking questions. Who had Vaughn trusted in his final days? Was he leaving a map behind, or just venting pain he never had time to process? Then, another twist. Trell leaked a voice note. It was short. 12 seconds. Vaughn's voice. The tone? Tired. Low. Honest. "It's too much fake around me. If something happened, remember, I peeped it all." That line felt like a punch to the chest. Because if this voice note was real, then Vaughn didn't just die. He died knowing he might not make it out. Fans cried. Others got angry. Some posted old clips of Vaughn looking distracted during interviews, like they were suddenly seeing all the signs. Then, unexpectedly, an O'Block OG stepped in. An older member, known only by his street name Big Five, posted a voice message on Facebook. "I told y'all years ago, this new generation ain't built like we was." Vaughn had real love in the streets, but he was surrounded by too many eyes, some watching, some waiting. That post hit 100K views in 6 hours. The mood shifted. People weren't just gossiping anymore, they were grieving all over again. And yet, Lil Durk stayed silent. No tweet, no story, no response. Until finally, he broke the silence. Durk tweeted, "I know what I gave my bro. I know what I lost. I don't owe the internet a damn thing." Some fans supported it. Others clapped back. But do you owe Vaughn your silence? Then Memo 600 posted an old video of him and Vaughn freestyling, captioned, "All y'all internet weirdos turning bro's pain into content." But that didn't stop the fire. If anything, it made fans dig deeper. At this point, Trell had become an underground icon. Some people hated him. Others saw him as a truth teller. He posted one final story. "This ain't about clout. It's about closure. Let Vaughn rest, but let his truth live." Then he wiped his page clean. Every post gone. Bio, that's all. And just like that, silence. No more leaks. No more audio. No more drama. But the damage was done. Vaughn's image, once cleanly wrapped in legacy and music, was now cracked open, raw and vulnerable. The diary changed everything. It showed us King Von not as just a rapper or street legend, but as a young man who felt betrayed, cornered, and alone in his final days. Some fans felt closer to him than ever. Others felt haunted. And the industry? Still quiet. But one thing became clear: Vaughn had more to say. And maybe, just maybe, we weren't listening in time. So what now? Now that the pages are out, the voice notes are heard, and the internet's been flipped upside down, we're all left with one question. Who really had Vaughn's back? And who was just there for the ride? Was this a betrayal Vaughn saw coming? Or a warning the world ignored? Trell might have gone quiet, but the ripples of this story are far from over. Fans are demanding answers. Chicago's divided. OTF's loyalty is being questioned like never before. And let's be real, this might not even be the final chapter. If Vaughn truly left behind a full diary, more audio, and more names, then this story? It's just beginning. But here's what you need to ask yourself. If Vaughn knew and tried to speak, why wasn't anyone listening? And now that the truth is out there, even if it's messy, emotional, and painful, what are we going to do with it? Is it justice? Is it closure? Or is it just more noise in a game that's already taken too much? Either way, one thing's for sure. King Von's story ain't done. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the diary is real? Was Trell right to leak it? And who do you think Vaughn was talking about? Smash that like button if you were shocked. Subscribe if you want more raw, unfiltered stories from the culture. And share this video. Let the world know the truth ain't buried. This is your voice, your community, your truth. We'll be watching the next move closely. Until then, stay woke and stay safe.